Well, Virgil said at the post-fight presser, and I think being in Dallas, covered Spence all these years and Virgil since he was pro, I kind of knew this a little bit, but Virgil made it clear Spence is his dream fight at Cowboy Stadium.
Damn,
Um, and I don't know if you saw this with Andre and Roy. Roy was going to go work with Spence these next couple of
I
days.
heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so kudos to him. I saw
Mhm.
Spence for a minute too, but what do you think of Virgil Spence?
Man, that's a good fight, man. Spence is at one point. Spence was the Virgil. Spence was, I mean, better. Matter of fact, way better than Virgil at that one time. I mean, Spence only lost to Terrence Crawford, and you can't really. I mean, it's no shame in losing to Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
For me, Terrence Crawford is one of the best fighters ever right now. What he's been doing, so it's no shame in losing to him. But Spence is. I think honestly, if Spence is the same Spence, it depends what you get. But if he's that same Spence from, that unified champion who he was. I think that might be too much for Virgil to bite off right now. Spencer's, I mean, I always looked at. I fought Errol twice in amateurs. So
Hmm.
I know always knew how good he was. And if he still has that, the thing, it all depends on him and how much hunger he has. So if Spence still has that hunger like that, if he still is that Errol Spence that we knew before the Crawford thing, man, I think that might be too much for Virgil to bite off right now.
Wow, interesting take. How were those fights in the amateurs with EJ?
Man, look, so we fought twice. He beat me twice. The first fight, man, we fought in Texas, the state championship Golden Gloves, and
Mm.
we fought out there in Fort Worth. And after he won the fight, but after I got out the ring, everybody was like, "Oh, you won! I thought you won the fight," but I felt like I lost the fight. I wasn't experienced at the time. Man, Errol was I think like a 5-time national champion, and that was my first time like ever going to state. And so, people there was my coaches was worried about me. It was like, man, if you get dropped, do this. I'm like, what? I'm not getting. What you talking about? He's just a man, just like I am. I don't care about who he is.
Right.
So but it was a close fight, but he got the fight. And then the second fight, he beat me way more. He beat me way easily. So, but I always knew like, man, how good Errol was. Like I said, when I fought him at the time, he was the guy, to beat at the time. So I always looked at him in high regard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's been, I think it was Roy that said he built back up Dallas boxing. Like these last, I've been covering him, I forget, since what,
Yeah.
2012, I think he turned pro,
Yeah, probably that same
that
time I
Olympic
did. Yeah,
team.
and the thing is, and
Yeah.
so he was before, and then another thing, like, so we fought in the state. We had in the state championship, the Golden Gloves. We had to fight 4 times, and all three, everybody he knocked out everybody except, of course, except me. But he knocked out all of them. He was stopping everybody with body shots. Like you didn't see that because in Texas, most of the time it's all Mexican. You gonna fight. Texas is a real big state, so it's real hard to kind of get the state, especially the state championship. So it's you have the regionals, then you go to state and all that stuff. So
Right.
it's real hard. And man, like he stopped. I remember seeing him stop everybody. And really with body shots. So I was like, all right, I gotta watch out for him with the body shot stuff. So I just knew, how good he was. So yeah, man, like he was good in amateurs for sure.
Did you run into him the other night? Did you get to see
Yeah, I
him?
talked to him. Yeah, matter of fact,
Okay.
it's a video out. Yeah, I talked to him. I
Okay.
hollered at him. I just told him, I was like, hey, bro, don't like no matter what, man, you still that guy. Like, bro, don't put your head down. I don't care
Yeah.
about the Crawford thing. You can't, look back at the Crawford thing and like Crawford is special, a very, very special fighter. But Errol was a very special fighter also. So I'm like, bro, always keep your head up, bro. You still him. Like you still Errol Spence, bro. Like you
Sure.
conquered the division. You beat like I said, besides Crawford, you beat everybody that put in front of you. So I just told him, keep your head up. That's all.
Yeah, I ran into him too, and it was great to just see him at the fights and all the love like you got, the love he
Right.
got as well was
Mhm.
great to see. But who real quick, and I want to move into what you got, but top 154 pounder right as we sit here today, do you think Virgil's the top dog, the man to beat? Or him and
No,
Boots
I
are
don't
neck and
think
neck?
so. Nah, I think that division is high. I mean, for me, if Errol's still there, Um, I think Virgil up and coming, but he doesn't have the resume like these other guys. If Errol's still up, you talk about twin also, Jamel. Jamel is
Jamel
still
was it,
up.
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say who the top guy is. I would for me, and maybe I might be a little biased, I would say the twin. Twin is still a top. I would say the Twin is still a top guy at 150 in my opinion right now. He lost to Canelo, but he went up two or three different divisions and stuff like that to fight him. So for me, I would say right now the top guy at 154, I would think is the Twin right now.
Wow.
Virgil is up and coming. Boots is up and coming. They're good fighters, but you're looking at resume. It has to be either Errol or either Mel, the Twin. So that's kind of my top guy right now.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully we see those fights, man. Some tournament or something, right? I mean,
It
that's
ain't gonna. We not gonna see. It's not gonna happen. We know how boxing is. How boxing is set up, it won't happen. Those guys all stay away from each other until it's time. And they'll just knock each other off little by little. So I don't think it's that. Wait, Fedora's at 54 too, right?
Fundora, yeah. He's a belt holder.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't. Well, like I said, I don't know I can't say who the top guy. I still would say because Jamel was undisputed at 154
Yeah.
before he fought Canelo. So for me, I would still say Jamel right now.
Let's talk about you, Regis. You had some ties. Well, yeah. So the co-main event was supposed to be JoJo Diaz and Kid
Right.
Austin.
Yeah.
I ran into Kid Austin and still has the hand brace. But you and JoJo a few months
Hmm.
back had a battle, man. It was a hell
Right.
of a fight. You pulled it
Hmm.
out. First off, who did you like if that fight were to happen? If that fight was going to take place the other night?
Um, I'll still say for me right now, I'll still say Schofield just because sometimes just youth plays a part. Younger, faster, stronger, hungrier. But JoJo is JoJo is a veteran. JoJo is way better than what I thought when I actually fought JoJo. And I mean, I thought, man, I'm not gonna. I always underestimate people, so I was like, man, I'm gonna kill this boy. I'm gonna run through him. And JoJo was definitely better than I thought. But I still in that fight. I still would have I still would have picked Schofield. If it would have been like how many rounds you was doing? 10?
Probably at least 10, I would
Probably
think.
about 10 or so. Now if it went the distance, I probably would have picked JoJo.
Oh,
But
wow.
I mean Schofield just been looking so good lately, and it's like he got Tevin Farm out there real quick, and I think that he's gonna try to go out there and blast JoJo also. So I would pick Schofield, and I mean sometimes you gotta look at boxing for what it is. Schofield is supposed to win, right? That's the thing.
Right, right.
Sometimes who's supposed to win most of the time, that's who's gonna win. The up and coming fighter, that's just kind of what it is. So I would still pick Schofield. Yeah, for me, I'll still pick Schofield in that fight.
Okay. Um, where are you at today? You find at 140, 147.
I'm fighting at 40. I never got off at 147 before. I still feel like I want to fight at 40. I still can make it. I train every day. My body is always slim all the time. So I know a lot of these guys are outgrowing the division, but for me, I can still stay at one. I probably can stay at 40 my whole career unless I get a opportunity to where I can't turn it down. Then I go to 47. But right now, I still fight at 40.
So let's talk about it. You got I don't even know. They're so interchangeable right now, it seems like. But Hitchens is there.
Hmm.
I saw Frank Martin. I saw the Ghost. He's going
Hmm.
to 140, coming back, it sounds like. Uh,
Right.
uh, Tank, we don't know what's going on with Tank.
Right.
Tio and Shakur, I think, is that for 147?
That's 40. That's 40.
Well, that's 142. So where do you fit in? Who do you have on your hit list?
Man, I'm at the point in my career now. I've been pro 13 years. I don't have no names, bro. I just want to be a champion again. That's the main thing. It's belts and money, opportunity. For me, belts, money, opportunity, getting in position. That's the only thing I'm working on right now. I still have a lot of personal things to, work on. But I do want to. For me, the main thing is I want to be a champion again. So it's not really no name. Just about just me being a champion. And of course, like I said, belts, money, and position. That's kind of what I'm doing. So, they have a lot of names out there, but that's what I told my manager. My manager knows that's what I want now.
So out of those young guns on the way up, you don't have one in mind.
I mean, I think for me, who has a belt and money is probably Tio, right? I think that'll be a big fight, like because it is for both of them. It's for belt and it'll be for probably some good money, and it'll be for a belt, obviously. So, for me, it'll be Teal. Everybody else, they have good fighters, but they don't really have names. Like I want fight somebody else with a name. I feel like I'm one of the people in the division. I have the name, so I don't have to I don't have to sacrifice and do everything those fighters have to do. I want to fight somebody else with a name. So yeah, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, that would be a good fight, you and Tio. But it sounds like he's got Shakur
Mm-hmm.
lined up. How do you see that fight playing out?
I got Shakur, man. I got Shakur fight winning that fight. Look. I train with Shakur. I spar with him. I know how good he is. Shakur is real good. And Tio doesn't do well with boxers. Tio does well with people coming forward a lot, but with somebody that's a good boxer, Tio is not really that good. If you look at it, he's real athletic, but he's more of a counter puncher. And when he fights a boxer, it'll be hard. And then somebody like Shakur, Shakur is really, really good. He's very talented, very skilled. So for me in that fight, I would have Shakur.
Okay. So you don't have a fight lined up yet then, Regis.
No, man. No. So the thing is, we trying to. I think the fight that makes sense next for me the most is probably like Ramirez or Barboza. That's the thing. Barboza, he be hit me up all the time, like, "Oh, we go fight." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm at the point. I told you, I'm at the point. I don't care about names, bro. If they pay me the right amount of money, it's for some type of belt. Then we'll do that. But I think that me and Ramirez will probably make a big fight. We can do it in Vegas, somewhere like that around, like around there, the West Coast somewhere. And me and him had history. We were supposed to fight like 10 years ago. We just never fought. I'm a two-time champion. He's a former unified champion, and I think that fight kind of does make sense. Obviously we'll have to just figure out the weight and all that if he's still even fighting.
Jose,
But
right?
yeah,
Jose
yeah, Jose
Ramirez.
Ramirez. Yeah, Jose
Yeah.
Ramirez. So and I talked to his manager. I talked to Rick Meridian out there.
Yeah.
He manages Virgil also. He was like, yeah, like I'm cool with it too. We all cool with it. We're supposed to do this fight. I mean, years ago, and the fight just never it just never happened. For some reason, that's just how boxing is. But I think now, it could make sense basically. So I think that if especially if it get get me in the right position, then yeah, that's what I'll do.
A couple more for you, Regis. I appreciate you doing this, man, because I
Mhm.
want you to finish your sandwich. Or finish your bite. Go ahead. Um, well, two more things. Ryan and Barrios looks like Oscar told us at the media roundtable. I mean, it still has to get negotiated, but Barrios, man, he's been in the ring with some of the best, from Pacquiao to Tank to Thurman. Um,
Right.
he's not an, I think they go to him thinking he's like the weakest link of the division or something, but
Yeah.
I mean, but that's no easy fight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's not. I think, but people do look at Barbers like that. Maybe when because I looked at Barbers like that also. So maybe when you get in the ring with him, it is different. But Barbers been there with he definitely been there with some big names and stuff like that. But for me, if you asking like who I got, I feel like I'll take Ryan in that fight.
And
Yeah,
and
I would
and,
think I'll.
and why? I mean, what I mean, I like Ryan. It's not, I'm just wondering why him based off his last performance and just kind of where his career is.
Well, I think that I think the hunger, Ryan is up and down. That's the thing with him. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. Same thing like with Rolly. A lot of fighters are like that. Sometimes they good, sometimes they bad. And the thing is, when you're in boxing, man, you're not gonna have the best night every night. That's just how it is. Unless you like Floyd Mayweather, you're not gonna have the best night every night. So I think that he will probably get up for this. It looked like in the last fight against Rolly, it looked like he just didn't get up. I think that maybe the crowd gives Ryan gives him some type of hype or something like that. But yeah, it looked like he just didn't get up for that fight at all. It looked like he was just kind of going through the motions, but I feel like, he would probably be excited. This is for a belt. I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan never been a world champion. So I
Right.
think he would be excited about that, trying to be, become a champion for the first time. So I would, in that fight, I would pick Ryan. Basically. And then sometimes you gotta look at who's supposed to win. Like I said, in boxing, some people are supposed to win, some people are supposed to lose, and Ryan is supposed to win. Right. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of guys I talked to the other night had Ryan as well. That would be his opportunity. I mean, everybody else that came in with him, the Shakurs, the Tanks, the Teals, they all got belts, Devons. Um, 13 years as a pro, man. I know you want some big fights, another belt. You're probably on that borderline Hall of Fame, especially you get another belt under you. How much longer for you, Regis?
Everybody asks me that, man. Like, yeah, I really don't know right now, man. It's I still love the sport, man. I sparred today. I trained today. I sparred. I still truly love boxing. That's the thing. I'm back to I'm not just that I love it. I'm kind of back to being obsessed with it again. I used to watch boxing like all the time, every day, and I kind of stopped for a few years, and I'm back to doing that again, watching boxing, watching the old fights. So um, I don't know. I really can't tell. I mean, I really do want to be a champion again. Maybe when I become a champion, I will feel satisfied, but I really can't tell. I truly just love boxing. So it's hard for me to get away from the sport because I really just love it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this, as someone who's been following your career and from afar and gotten to know you a little bit over the last few years, you're great for the sport. Always great talking to you, man. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
once you got something lined up, man, let's do this again. There'll be a lot of stuff going on between now and then, I'm sure.
Yeah, of
Um,
course, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just for me, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting on the date. Yeah, I would think they probably say like maybe in like February or March. So we'll see. Until then, I just continue training and just try to just keep getting better. Outside of training camp. So when I get inside training camp, I'll be really ready.
All right, you heard it here. Two-time world champion Regis Prograis, a historian of the fight game, man. You'd be a great analyst. Gave a lot of insight on everything going on in boxing, man. Appreciate you, and we'll do it again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Have a
Thanks,
good
bud.
one. All right.